Welcome back to Summer is Coming. I'm Tiny Grimes, joined as always by Neil the Real Deal. And today we wanted to bring you a game live and in person in the flesh. And just a word of warning, we do have proxies in these decks, so when we draw them, we're going to immediately go in and replace them. There'll be some commentary, there'll be some fun, there's certainly going to be some taunting. And I'm bringing today House Baratheon Fealty. And Neil, what are you bringing?
I have here a Greyjoy Fealty deck. Just changing that over from the banner side, so it looks nicer.
All right, well, good luck, Neil. May your thrashing be not too sound.
We'll see about that. So, with our regular 7 cards, 8 gold setup, let's see what we can do. I feel like on average, it seems like 3 cards, if they're solid cards, is a reasonable setup.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that one. And it looks like I'm going to be able to do 4, if you can see these, with these 4, and then I'm going to go in for some proxies here and replace them because they look rather ridiculous.
This is not a good opening hand because I would only be able to do one of my limited locations and one big guy like Balon or Urine Crow's Eye. So I'm going to have to mulligan this. Please excuse my couple of seconds of shuffling.
All right. So right back there. Ooh. So I did give Neil a little bit of information with the proxy, but that's okay. This is more of a educational game than a cutthroat try to wreck the other game. Though my goal is, of course, to wreck poor Neil here.
Yeah, and my goal is, of course, to cut Tiny's throat.
Ooh. Shouldn't have given you that box cutter before the game. All right.
Would you like to cut my deck?
Nope, you're good. So
okay.
I'm pretty happy with this start. This is not a bad follow-up to be able to have over the next several turns. So this is before the draw even. I'm already pretty happy with my next several turns. So we'll see what Mr. Neil here can do.
I'm going to go grab a replacement for this proxy. And have a pretty good setup that I'm pretty happy with.
I don't like the sound of that. I like when my opponents whine after the setup about how bad their start is, but it's okay.
No, this will be good. So I'm going to start 4 cards.
Ooh, nice. Me too, but one is a dupe for me. Duping Davos is always interesting. Hasha with the axe?
Yeah, so we're starting with a little economy.
Wow.
Asha, a little more economy, and the throwing axe.
A little economy? You got 4 on board.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
So
not
now we
good.
draw back up.
Okay. A couple more proxies. Apparently my whole deck is proxies. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to start looking at my plots and take a moment to try and show the camera. We're hopefully at some point going to come up with good graphics so that all of this will be abundantly clear.
All right. I had to get these 2. Probably couldn't see those. That's okay. All right, so let's see. What are we going to do this turn? So playing this card, so we have to choose a plot that allows us to play this card for sure. And we have no economy out, so it makes things a little bit dicey. I'm going to be able to play these 2.
So I've pretty much figured out my plot. I don't have too much specific that I need to do on this first turn, so I might go with a more standard sort of opening plot.
I think this is probably the plot for me.
So we have heads on spikes against a noble cause. This is always an interesting moment in the game because if I hit the noble that he's trying to reduce, things can go very poorly from there.
Yeah, like cut, game's over. All right, Neil, be gentle. It's actually a deke. I have no nobles in my hand.
Hand of Truth.
That's a good one.
Not too bad.
It's a good one.
So I get 2 power because put some heads on some spikes.
He's dead.
What we should have done first, we kind of skipped ahead, is that determine initiative and first player. Being Greyjoy,
We assumed it was Neil.
I'm going to be first player.
Yeah, which is always interesting because Bear wants to go second anyway, so it's a very interesting dynamic. Greyjoy wants to go first, Bear wants to go second, so then it's a
It's a
rock
win-win.
versus hard plays kind of deal.
So now we go ahead and draw. That good.
That funny,
Okay.
but it's okay.
So I'm going to start marshaling. I count my 4 gold. I've drawn some interesting cards. Let me go find a more appropriate version of that card.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it there.
I couldn't see it. I missed it. What was it, everybody? Let's see. A 3 that he's running. Hopefully it was Alanis. I'm sure you run 3 Alanis.
Always. So with 4 gold and a King's Road, we'll start by putting down an Iron Fleet Scout. Costs 0.
The card is really annoying, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's pretty strong.
I don't know how strong it is, but it's certainly annoying. For 0 cost, you can put it on the flop easily. It's just an annoying card for your opponent to deal with.
Let's see, you just have the Iron Throne there.
Yeah, I probably won't win Dom. Seems unlikely.
So, I guess, to me, it just seems like I should go for it. We're going to go for it. I'm going to put down another King's Road.
What?
I'm going to sacrifice 1 King's Road, sacrifice a 2nd King's Road,
Goodness.
so that Euron Crow's Eye only costs 1.
That seems fair. I like that.
And I think to just finish it all off,
Why not?
I'm going to give him another throwing axe.
Why not?
Really, why not? Now that attachments return to hand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Go ahead, Tiny.
Oh my goodness. You are a bastard.
Whoa, language.
Yeah, probably shouldn't do that, but I mean, that's how angry I am. All right, so we get 5. And I have fealty, so that's 6.
I did
And I
forget
have
to
the
use my
reducer.
fealty.
So I have 8 potentially. And if you're seeing my hand, you see I have a decent play for 8. The problem is, I thought this play was going to be great, but I'm not sure I can win a power challenge anymore. That giant Euron really makes things problematic. And by not sure I can win one, I think the odds are awfully slim that I can win one. But I think that's the path we take anyway. So pay 1 for a reducer. Reduce him. A lady gets reduced by 2. So that's 3, 4, 5. And we get Melisandre.
Boo.
Trigger her ability. And it's a real question of who do I get rid of here? If I kneel Euron, I might actually be able to defend a power challenge, except for this will then kill me after we have to win a challenge. Boy. So you have to win it. That's interesting. Stealth her. I have 5. You will be able to win it, actually. So I think... Boy, this is really interesting. I think I have to stealth her.
Kneel her, you mean?
Yes, kneel her, sorry.
Okay.
And then I'll go ahead and do that. If nothing else, this puts the pressure on him that really every turn now he has to win it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit iffy because We Do Not Sow is sort of lingering, and that's definitely a bit worrisome. But we'll have to figure out what to do about that. Okay, that's going to have to be it for me. And pass the turn over to you. Do you have any challenges? I mean, any actions for challenges?
What the hell? I'll go ahead and kneel my house card with fealty.
Okay. I will pass my actions.
Euron Crow's Eye is going to do an intrigue challenge.
Very interesting. I just naturally assumed he would do a power challenge. Well. Oh, brother. Okay, so that means you do have the sow. Which is going to be really bad for me. Sow costs 0 or sow costs 1? Sow costs 1, doesn't it?
I do have 1 gold.
You're really sticking it to me here. Because if I block with Mel, she's dead. If I don't block with Mel, there's a decent chance I lose the red keep. We're going to have to stay unopposed and hope that this guy doesn't have it.
Okay, so there's a little acronym you might want to remember called DUCK.
Mm-hmm.
So first you decide who wins. So I win this challenge and do any reactions to that, like do not sow, from winning an unopposed challenge, which will discard the red keep.
You son of a, you know what? Oh, man.
Then I do unopposed. I get my unopposed power.
Mm-hmm.
Then we do claim.
There you go.
So I'll discard. Oh, Stannis the Manus.
I just lost Stannis and red keep early. That's painful.
Then we do keywords. So we will do pillage to discard the top card of your deck.
Another Stannis.
Renown. And I have a reaction to him doing pillage where I can take a location, such as the red keep.
Take any location? That can't be. That just can't be. Yep. So that was a mistake on my part. I should have played that turn differently. Playing the red keep was a mistake. Not fully thinking about how disastrous so was going to be. We had some other options. So we're going to call that one an error.
I think I'm going to go ahead and pass the challenges over to you.
Can't believe you have my red keep. Oh my goodness.
It's pretty nice.
All right, let's go. Intrigue.
Unopposed.
Take that one.
Gets
third
rid of
King's
my
Road
third
already.
King's Road.
What is going on this game? Let's do military.
So here's the interesting conundrum. This will be unopposed. So you can go ahead and take your unopposed power.
Thank you.
But in deciding my claim, I guess it's actually not that big of a deal because Davos has stealth. I can't win the power this turn anyway.
Yeah.
If he didn't, there might be a consideration of trying to keep him around so I could trigger the red keep. But in this case, I'm just going to kill him off.
Yeah, I don't think there's much consideration there, but I see what you're saying. I will stealth. I will power, and I'll stealth on Asha.
Sure, unopposed.
All right, so one off your house, one unopposed. Up to 4, heading to anything before dominance.
Nothing before dominance.
All right, so dominance goes to me with my glorious red keep, and we're up to 5 power.
You mean your Iron Throne? I'm the one with the red keep.
I can hope I have the red keep, okay? I got too greedy. Pay the ultimate price. That is the ultimate price for sure. Oh, jeez.
So now we're going to choose new plots. Let's think about what we want.
All right. So we're going to do that plot.
I think this is a good time for that.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yep, that was a good time for that.
So,
Yeah.
we have Filthy Accusations to kneel a character and Power Behind the Throne to stand a character.
Not bad.
Who would you like to go first?
Well, that's a good question. You do have your Iron Fleet out there. You have Ash able to do multiple things, but I would like you to go first.
I will have your plot trigger.
Let's hit Euron. The reason I'm doing Euron is they're both great. There's a decent chance I'd have a R'hllor card anyway, or a Consolidation of Power, and this gives me a lot more flexibility and options.
We'll do this giant token to represent the stand token.
Sounds good. We ready to draw?
Let's draw.
Let's do it. Where the hell's my red keep? I feel like I lost it somehow. You would not believe how sad I am right now, Neil, that you stole my red keep.
Well, let me go
barely
ahead and
contain
marshal my gold.
rage.
So I count 3 gold this turn. I will... Let me see. I don't have any reducers in play. I guess I will play the Sea Tower. Reduces Greyjoy characters. We will then the damn fair. So he only
Excuse me,
costs
do you have any Ironborns in your dead pile yet?
2. Not yet.
Okay. But it does give him the interesting option of potentially losing Asha or Euron. But this Iron Throne is looking so clutch right now.
Yeah, that Iron Throne's going to be a bit of an issue. There's nothing else I can do in marshaling about it, so go ahead.
Would you call the thorn in your side? I think you would.
Yeah, a little bit.
We're going to dupe it too, so there's no way you ever get rid of it.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
So that, mother. Alright, let's go. So we have 4, 5 with the reducer, 6 technically with fealty as we do our math here. If we have a loyal card to play. I think what we'll do is go reduce, pay 2, play a lore card, and we'll hit Asha, of course, triggering Melisandre's effect, and then 2 more to play what I consider maybe the most devastating card in the deck, the Chamber of the Painted Table. So with this combo, I'm going to win dominance every time, get 2 every time, and stall him out a little bit more every time. So I'm feeling really good right now, despite losing the glorious Red Keep.
It's a little scary.
All right, Neil, you're first. If you could forget that you have a stand token, that would be amazing for me. In fact, this is actually up. Seems unlikely.
Yeah, the question here is whether I want to stand Asha to try and get a bunch of unopposed challenges, or if I would rather stand Euron to try and do his pillage madness. It's a tough choice. I think in this situation,
Pivotal moment here, people.
yeah,
Just
this could be very, very huge. I'm not sure.
What I would do, I would attack with Dampere and then stand him. I think that's the way to go, Neil.
It's cute. I think we will spend the stand token on
Dun, dun, dun.
Euron's Crow Eye. Euron Crow's Eye.
Just his eye. All right.
He will go ahead and do an intrigue challenge.
You and your beloved intrigues. That's an interesting one. I'm obviously not going to defend with Melisandre. The question is what is so bad from an unopposed? He could have another So and kill the chamber. That would be pretty bad for me. Especially then he would get it right back with pillage. Presumably. So I think what I need to do is block with Selyse. She was really only played as a R'hllor character anyway. I'm not desperate for intrigue. I don't feel like he has Tears of Bliss in his deck, things like that. He doesn't have that many intrigue icons. What I could do actually is give an intrigue icon to somebody else, block with them both, try to win. The problem is Iron Scout, so he really has 8 strength. So I think the best play is just not to give him unopposed, so he can't do his unopposed trickeries. And if he wants to spend the throwing axe to kill Selyse, it's not that big of a deal. So I will oppose.
Okay, so I win that challenge.
Sure do.
When I win, I will use the throwing axe and kill her off.
Okay.
I will take my claim.
Okay. Judgment, that's a good one. Had that in hand last time for the So, and it's that interesting thing of I went a little too hard.
I will then pillage.
Hope it's not a location. Oh,
Well, that's a pretty good one.
That was huge. Oh
Then
my
Renown.
goodness. So if you don't know why that was huge, Scene in Flames would let me trigger Melisandre in the challenges phase and pull his So if he has it. That would have been a big card for me to draw.
We will go ahead and go to your challenges.
Okay. Let's see. Let's do an intrigue challenge.
That has to be unopposed.
Okay. I do not have a Tears of Liz to play at this moment. Ooh, that was a good one. He has to leave a lot of gold back, though. He hasn't been able to do that. He doesn't have anyone to stop this mill with, so I'll unoppose that.
Unoppose that, and again, I have a difficult choice, a little bit.
I do, because I just stealth him.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So at some point, you think you might actually win dominance?
It's a possibility.
I want to stop you. This card right here, the Iron Throne, this says Tiny Grimes wins dominance. I don't think you read it. I know I didn't.
I suppose we will have to kill off Damn Fair.
Okay. Just to backtrack for a second, when he did his intrigue challenge, I was really tempted to leave it unopposed because I have Chamber of the Painted Table. He only has 2 power. I was a little bit, like part of the decision process was making sure he has power for this, but I really didn't want to leave it unopposed and get this sewed Chamber of the Painted Table. It's going to be a critical card. All right, so you lost the power challenge. You lost the military challenge. You killed Damphair. And now I will do a military challenge.
Power, you mean?
Yes, do a power challenge. Sorry. And I'll stealth Asha. No, we can't. Stealth Euron just in case.
Sure.
So unopposed. Power off his house for claim. I don't have anything to combo with that. And I think we're going to go to dominance, where I take dominance, Neil this for an extra bonus power, and it's adding up fast, Neil. I'm already at 11. What are you going to do about this?
Honestly, I don't know.
I would like to offer you the ability to concede now, if you would like. let's go ahead and stand and move on. We might have to play a best 2 out of 3. Although you did get my red keep right away, so.
Yeah, it's been really great. Drawn me a ton of cards.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the red keep in a different faction. It's not quite as good as it is in Baratheon. Though my hand is decimated here. Normally, I would have the red keep and be just stepping on your throat right now. Okay, so I'm revealing another filthy accusations.
I am revealing my own filthy accusations.
That's no good.
Seeing that I have less power, I get to decide initiative. Per usual, I will choose to go first.
Okay.
I will have Tiny's plot go off first.
Another interesting dilemma of who I choose. I think it's Euron.
I believe I'm going to kneel Davos.
Not the bastard. Yeah, I think that's definitely right. It makes it a lot harder for me to win power challenges without him.
Yeah. So now we draw.
Oh, wow. Actually, I probably should have knelt Asha because she had the axe. I'm not saying we're going to go back. I'm just saying, thinking about that might have been right. But we'll see. We'll see if it works out for me. Okay.
So I count 1, 2, 3, 4 monies. We have another Iron Fleet Scout.
Oh, my.
We have a Lord's Port Shipwright.
Ooh, he's no good. That's going to be a problem for me. That will slow me down for sure.
And we will say, go ahead with your marshaling.
Okay. Count 4 gold. I will take my limited to play this port.
No actions yet.
Oh, thank you. Let's see. She's really annoying. Wow, she can be ginormous too. She can become an 8. 10 if it's a power you'll have total. I think you might win a power challenge this time, Neil. I'm going to go way out on a limb here. So you might win a power challenge.
I'll take that into consideration.
Let's go with Neil. Pay 1 for another bastard in hiding. Yes, I am kind of playing into Wildfire Assault now, but I'm thinking I might be able to close the game out really fast. It's going to be a little bit dicey because I am low on cards. Okay, I am done.
Okay. At the end of your marshalling, I'm considering this action.
Sure. You're gonna kneel one of your two standing guys, huh?
Yeah, that's why I'm
I don't even have
considering
any power
it.
to steal, Neil.
Yeah, I feel like there's a chance I might get an unopposed this turn if I
Yeah.
leave that up so that you can steal.
Yep, I think that's a very reasonable part of your thought process. So we should do some calculating. I only need 4 more. If I were to win that and steal power, that's 2. That means I only need 2. It does not look like Neil will be able to block 3 challenges as of now, so that's 1. So, that's interesting.
I think I have to leave it up. I think I need my dude more than I need to get rid of that.
Okay, sounds good.
So let's begin the challenges. And we will do a
I just started thinking, what if Neil has Kraken's Grasp?
we
Things
will
could kind of go off the rails if he
do
does.
a military challenge, stealthing that bastard in hiding.
Okay. I mean, I think I have to do it anyway. I'm gonna go. That's interesting. Does he have Kraken's Grasp? If he has Kraken's Grasp, then he's gonna get another challenge. If I leave it, if I let him have the unopposed, I can steal the power, which is great. And I only have to kill a bastard, which is fine. That's what he's out there to do. But then he gets a stand. It's a really interesting situation. And you said this is military, correct?
I did.
So that makes me think he has to have Kraken's Grasp. I'm going to have to kill somebody anyway. So I don't see any reason not to just see it. If he has one, he uses it, it's gone, we're fine. So I'll oppose it.
Okay. When I win the challenge, I will throwing axe him.
Okay. So I'll have to kill a different guy for claim. That's interesting. What am I willing to give up here? So it ends up not being unopposed, which is interesting. I think we can give up a dupe of Davos. That way we can still do all 3 challenges this turn. We're so close to winning. We want to try to just push it through.
I think that's the only challenge I have.
I think that's incorrect. I think you need to intrigue so there's a power for me to steal with the chamber. No?
No, thank you.
Okay, fine. Be that way, Neil. All right, the nice thing is he's going to have to kill somebody real or lose the game. So that's really the big plus here is I can attack with him and if he kills the shipwright, he loses. So he's going to have to kill either Asha or Euron. So I think I'm in good shape. Do a military.
It's unopposed.
Okay.
For claim, I will choose Asha and
and
have her be risen from the sea.
So sad. Okay. We were hoping Neil was foolish, but he was not. So if we had done our intrigue first, we could have possibly pulled it, but then we wouldn't have won because he would have been able to block. So it's that iffy thing of playing the intrigue first is always great, but we really wanted to have that chance to win. So intrigue now. Get that last card out of his hand.
He will defend.
Okay.
I will boost him to 3, boost him to 5, and I will win the intrigue.
What? Okay. And then we'll go for a power challenge.
That is unopposed.
Doesn't have anything. It's just unopposed. And if he had a power in his house, we would still win the game, but alas, he does not. So I think we go to dominance.
Yep.
I'll kneel this, win dominance. Don't get to steal a power because he doesn't have a power. Do you mind if I steal one off Euron?
I do mind.
It's fine, he minds. Okay. Interesting spot we are in.
By interesting, you mean completely dominant.
Yes, pretty much that is what I meant, yes. What's interesting is that I've used both of my major control plots. I'm only down to 2 cards, so unless I have a R'hllor in card or top deck 1, in hand or top deck one. Things could get kind of dicey here for me. I have a feeling Chamber does a good job of fixing that. Oh, brother, how are we going to do this? What are you going to play? That's the real question. I don't have a plot I like in this spot. I mean, I guess there's a chance. I guess we do this and we maybe win off of it. If he has a character in hand, we win. But I don't think he does. I think he has an event. I think he would have played it last turn.
So I will choose to be first.
Okay.
And we'll have your plot go off. It is We Do Not Sow.
At least I got the sow out of his hand, though. That's a good thing.
So then Wildfire Assault goes off, and you have to choose 3 characters to keep alive. One will die.
So this is easy. These 2 will live, and Melisandre and Davos. And then I'm trying to decide Bastard or the Faithful. I don't think I need the money right here, so let's think about it. If I were to draw Bob off the top, and I get rid of the Faithful, I actually can't play him. I would have 6. So I feel like there are 3 still left in this pretty meaty deck still, but I think because of that, it's going to influence me enough to keep the Faithful just on that off chance that I'm not sad and I'll get rid of the Bastard. The Bastard's better. I only need 1 power, so I'm really torn, but I'm going to get rid of the Bastard.
Now we do our draw. See if you get that Bob to completely wreck me. I count my 4 gold.
I'm going to make a switch here. Well, no, we won't do it yet. That would be too obvious to me.
And I'm going to go ahead and pay 1 to give Asha a little bird.
Oh,
so she now also has an intrigue icon.
She really needs more icons, Neil.
Go ahead.
Did you give her a Neil icon? It's like a 4th icon that you use during dominance or something?
I'd love to. Feels like the only way I might win.
All right, there's 4. All right, so I'm going to switch out this Fiery Follower with that one because it's a proxy. We only have 2 core sets. That's the problem here. Okay, so we have 4, 5, 6 with Fealty if we get in that spot to use it. She is a R'hllor character, so we're definitely using her. 1. I think we can kneel him. I guess it's a question of do we want to kneel him or do we need 1 more guy just to try to stop the unopposed. I don't think we do. I think we're going to kneel him. So that's 2, 3 to be able to play her. And I'll trigger Melisandre, and this time we will hit Asha, since Asha is just, she's ready to do her stuff. And then I'm going to play 2 for this guy, for the Vanguard, and I would not actually trigger his ability if Neil had power, because the Chamber of the Painted Tables is there.
You can do it on a character.
Character? Well, that's interesting. I will remove it from Euron, just in case we get the most glorious comeback ever conceived of. That's how much I read cards. Okay, so that's going to be it for me. Any actions before challenges?
Nope.
I will not take any actions at this point either.
So now the question is, can I even afford to do any challenges? It doesn't feel like it. It also doesn't feel like I have any way out of this current situation.
Yeah. Me only needing 1 power means if you pass challenges, Iron Throne wins the game. So I think this is the end of this game.
Yep. Good game.
All right. Thanks for coming by and watching Neil and Tiny play. This is Summer is Coming, and this is the first of our game, and I can't imagine this will be the last of them.
Yeah, hope to see you again soon.